Picture this: a dimly lit room, no weapons, no backup, just you and an enemy combatant. Your survival depends on one thing: the fighting system drilled into you through thousands of hours of brutal training. Today, we're exposing the combat systems of America's elite warriors. The techniques so brutal, they're banned from competition. Why SEALs fight differently than Marines, and which system actually proves most effective when fists start swinging. Let's get into it. Section 1. The mission dictates the style. Why they fight differently. These units weren't created equal, and neither were their combat systems. Each developed techniques based on their primary mission. Marines. Every Marine, a rifleman. The Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, or MCMAP, needs to work for 180,000 plus Marines of all sizes and fitness levels. It's comprehensive, belt-ranked, and designed to create a warrior ethos across the entire Corps. Navy SEALs, silent efficiency. Small unit operators conducting raids and reconnaissance. SEALs might swim 2 miles underwater and need to neutralize a sentry without a sound. Their system isn't universal, it's about lethality and adaptability for elite operators. Army Special Forces, the teacher's green. Berets train foreign militaries and work in politically sensitive environments. Their combat system must be teachable to others and effective across diverse operations. Delta Force, unlimited resources. Tier 1 operators with black budgets and access to the world's best trainers. Their systems are highly classified and constantly evolving based on counterterrorism needs. Section 2. MechMap, the structured approach, building warriors, not just fighters. MechMap uses a belt system: tan, gray, green, brown, and black. But it's built on 3 pillars: mental discipline, character development, and physical skills. The technical arsenal MCMAP draws from multiple martial arts: Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for ground fighting, Muay Thai for devastating strikes, boxing for combinations, wrestling for takedowns, judo for throws, Filipino knife fighting. It also incorporates rifle and bayonet techniques. Transitions from weapon to empty hand, standing to ground, one opponent to multiple attackers, the reality check. A tan belt Marine receives only 27.5 hours of training. Critics argue it tries to do too much, but defenders say it's not meant to create martial arts masters. It gives every Marine functional combat skills and builds a fighting mindset. Banned techniques. MCMAP teaches techniques illegal in sport combat: throat strikes, eye gouges, groin attacks, and bone-breaking techniques. These aren't banned from MCMAP. They're essential. But use them in a cage match? Instant disqualification. Section 3. Navy SEAL Combat. No rules, only results. If you've made it through BUD-S, only 20 to 25% do, you've already proven you're exceptional. SEALs don't have one unified program. They train in what's most effective for their mission. Learning from the best SEAL teams regularly train with UFC fighters, world champion boxers, BJJ black belts, and Krav Maga experts. Why? They have the budget and mandate to learn from the absolute best. The SEAL philosophy: there are no rules in combat. They train weapons retention, preventing disarmament, room clearing, transitioning from rifle to hands, hostage rescue, subduing without killing. Multiple attackers, enemies rarely attack alone. Underwater combat, unique to maritime ops. Small unit advantage because teams are small and elite. They can specialize. One member focuses on BJJ, another on striking, another on weapons. They cross-train each other, creating units with core competencies plus specialized skills. The deadliest techniques. Every SEAL technique is banned in sport. Eye gouges and fish hooks. Trachea strikes to crush the windpipe. Small joint manipulation for weapon retention. Improvised weapons, helmets, carabiners, anything. Spine and neck targeting for permanent disability. These aren't for sport, they're for survival. As one former SEAL said, "If I'm in a fist fight, I've already made several bad decisions." Section 4. Army Special Forces and Delta, the ground fighting specialists. Green Berets train in the modern Army Combatives program, heavily influenced by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The program has 4 levels, with level 1 requiring 40 hours. Why the BJJ focus? Fights often go to the ground. BJJ proves effective for smaller individuals to control larger opponents, critical for size disadvantages. Special Forces added weapon retention and disarming, transitioning from armed to unarmed training. Indigenous forces, quickly, cultural sensitivity and force. Application, the teaching advantage. Green Berets must instruct foreign soldiers through interpreters. Their techniques must be simple to teach quickly, effective for varying sizes, and culturally appropriate. Delta Force, the black budget. Warriors. Almost everything about Delta is classified. What we know: unlimited training budget, any instructor, anywhere, highly individualized based on operator aptitude, constantly evolving and testing new techniques. Mission-specific focus on counterterrorism. Their arsenal former operators suggest training includes advanced Krav Maga for quick neutralization, Russian Sambo, combining judo, wrestling, striking, Southeast Asian Silat for brutal efficiency, weapons-based fighting with knives and improvised tools, VIP protection and extraction scenarios. Nothing is banned. These units train in techniques that are criminal in civilian life. Lethal pressure point strikes, nerve destructions causing permanent damage, joint destructions, not submissions, breaks, vital target strikes to heart, liver, spine. Section 5, the effectiveness debate, 10 to 1 p.m. So which system is actually better? Put a Marine, SEAL, Green Beret, and Delta operator in a cage. Who wins? The answer: it depends entirely on the individual, not the system. Why comparison is flawed? These systems serve different missions. MC Map works for 180,000 plus Marines of varying abilities. SEAL training produces adaptable small unit operators. Army Combatives emphasizes ground fighting and teaching. Delta uses whatever works for counterterrorism. Comparing them is like asking if a hammer or screwdriver is better. It depends on the job. What combat veterans say: in real combat, hand-to-hand is incredibly rare. When it happens, extremely brief, seconds, not minutes. Weapons involved: knife, gun, or improvised. In tight spaces, rooms, vehicles, confined areas. Under extreme stress, exhausted, injured, terrified. What matters most isn't fancy techniques. It's aggression, conditioning, and will to fight. The weapon's reality. One former operator: hand-to-hand combat training is like the spare tire in your car. You hope you never need it, but you're glad it's there when you do. These operators avoid hand-to-hand through superior tactics, overwhelming firepower, team coordination, and intelligence. When it happens, something has gone seriously wrong. The banned techniques: effectiveness. Eye gouges, throat strikes, groin attacks. Do they work? In sport, they're banned because they are dangerous. In real combat, effectiveness depends on proper execution under stress, requiring thousands of repetitions. Section 6. Modern Evolution, 1300 to 1530. How war changed, training Iraq and Afghanistan, transformed hand-to-hand combat training. Operators reported close quarters urban combat, controlling non-combatants without lethal force, fighting in body armor, restricting movement, transitioning from weapons to empty hands in tight spaces. The MMA influence. Mixed martial arts proved certain techniques work under pressure. Wrestling for control, for submissions. Muay Thai for striking, boxing for hands. All units now incorporate MMA elements, adapted for combat with no rules. Modern training technology, virtual reality simulators for scenarios, force-on-force training with marking rounds, biometric monitoring for stress responses, video analysis of techniques. The future. Military hand-to-hand combat is heading towards 1. More individualized training. 2. Greater emphasis on dynamic scenarios. 3. Integration with VR and AI. 4. Cross-pollination between Units 5. Constant evolution and testing. Section 7. Myths versus reality. What Hollywood gets wrong. Myth 1. Special forces are invincible. Reality. Highly trained but not superheroes. Can be defeated by weapons, numbers, or bad luck. They train to avoid fights. Myth 2. Secret death touches exist. Reality. No pressure points instantly knock people unconscious. Vulnerable area strikes are effective, but require accurate delivery under stress. Myth 3. Ground fighting always wins. Reality. Ground fighting in combat can be suicide. You can't move quickly, you're vulnerable to other attackers, and you can't access weapons. The goal is to get back up quickly. Myth 4. These techniques are too deadly for civilians. Reality. What makes operators dangerous isn't secret techniques. It's thousands of training hours, superior conditioning, tactical thinking under pressure, and willingness to use violence when necessary. Myth 5. Hand-to-hand is common. Reality. Most special operations soldiers complete entire careers without unarmed combat. It's the rarest form of combat they train for. What they actually say. Former operators emphasize awareness and avoidance beat any technique. Fitness matters more than fancy moves, aggression, and will often beat technique. Weapons trump empty hands every time. The best fight is one you avoid. The bottom line, there's no single best system. MCMAP creates warrior culture across the Corps. SEAL training produces adaptable operators. Army Combatives emphasizes ground fighting and teaching. Delta uses whatever works. These aren't sports systems. Every banned technique, eye gouges, throat strikes, joint destructions, is fair game because combat has no rules. Effectiveness depends on the individual. A motivated Marine training constantly might defeat a SEAL who doesn't prioritize hand-to-hand. Conditioning, aggression, and mental toughness often matter more than technical knowledge. Modern warfare transformed training. MMA influence, Iraq and Afghanistan lessons, and new technology constantly push evolution. Finally, these warriors hope to never use these skills. Hand-to-hand represents a failure of tactics, weapons, and planning. It's the last resort when everything else has gone wrong. But when that moment comes, when bullets stop and fists start swinging, these operators train thousands of hours to ensure they're the ones who walk away. The question isn't which system is deadliest. The question is which warrior trained harder, adapted better, and wanted survival more. Your turn. Which approach makes the most sense to you? MCMAP structure, SEAL adaptability, or Army ground fighting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this was valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more military tactics and history. Hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Remember, the best fight is the one you never have to fight. Stay tactical, stay safe. See you in the next one. End 1800. Disclaimer: educational purposes only. These techniques are for military combat scenarios and should never be used outside legal self-defense. Always comply with local laws.